People come to the Turks and Caicos for many reasons. One of those is to swim, dive, snorkel, to experience the third largest barrier reef in the world. We still have a relatively healthy reef in comparison to some of those in the ocean today. It's very rare that you go somewhere and 95% of dives, you'll probably see a shark, at least one. And people know that they can come here and still see those on the majority of their dives. That's what brings people here every year, is the fact that they can be around those large animals. They're exhilarating and humbling to see under the water. It takes their breath away. And we're out there trying to help people appreciate that and see sharks in the value that they're actually worth. The movie Jaws didn't do much for helping out sharks and their publicity, and now they're depicted as man-eaters. That 25-foot killer shark was very unrealistic, and Steven Spielberg knows that. So now people always refer to the movie Jaws and think about sharks as really scary and out to get you. But actually, sharks are not interested in eating humans. You're more likely to be killed by lightning, ants, volcanoes, or vending machines than you are a shark attack. We are very privileged here in the Turks and Caicos to see such amazing animals, such as a whale shark or hammerheads, Caribbean reef sharks. Other places in the world don't have that opportunity and miss out on those tourists who come to see big animals when they dive on the reef. Yesterday, I was at Best Institute out in Blue Hills, and the kids were so excited to learn about why sharks are important to healthy reefs and healthy oceans. It's a really good opportunity for them to step outside the normal classroom setting and learn about something that affects them so greatly here in TCI. Especially with our Beautiful by Nature brand, it's really important that students learn to appreciate the creatures that draw tourists here and are incredibly important to our tourism sector. We all believe that sharks are invincible because we think there's so many of them out there, and they're the top predator. So how can anything be affecting such a great number and such a invincible animal? But actually, scientists estimate that 100 million sharks are killed every year. And that means that the IUCN has deemed 30% of shark species as in danger of extinction.
Today, we learn through an analysis of over 1,000 species, spanning work over 2 decades involving more than 300 people, that a quarter of sharks, rays and chimeras are threatened with an elevated risk of extinction. And this is mainly due to overfishing and habitat loss and degradation. Our unprecedented analysis shows that sharks and their relatives, which make up one of the Earth's most iconic, distinctive and old lineages of backbone animals, face an alarmingly high risk of extinction. This risk is particularly high for those largest bodied individuals that live in the shallowest water that's most accessible to fishing.
Currently, we don't have a big issue with shark fishing. It's not a popular item on the menu. It's not something that's targeted here. It could be possible that in the future, illegal fishing could happen. And we're out there to teach people to protect and preserve this important natural resource before it becomes too late, and before illegal fishermen come knocking on the doors to TCI to take our sharks.
450 million years ago, sharks evolved.
So next week here in Turks and Caicos Islands, we have a very special guest coming down. His name is Rob Stewart, and he is one of the leading global shark conservationists that put shark conservation on the map, back with his documentary in 2007, Shark Water, where he went around and explored the most shark-rich waters and learned about the corruption and the problem with overexploitation and overfishing of sharks. He basically brings you into the water with him and takes you on a journey to change people's perceptions of sharks from a very scary, they're going to eat me, they're after me, to realizing that they're beautiful creatures and they should be respected and should be protected.
You're underwater and you see the thing that you were taught your whole life to fear, and it doesn't want to hurt you, and it's the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. And your whole world changes. The one animal that we fear the most is the one we can't live without.
Nature created them for a reason. Now human beings just, they don't care.
There's no campaign like a Greenpeace campaign to save the sharks.
They're the scourge of the ocean, and everyone should go and catch one.
Future generations are going to think of us as barbarians.
I needed to know why people were killing sharks and what I could do to stop it. So I embarked on a journey that would change my life forever.
We'll be doing a couple of very special screenings. There will be one at Amanyara, and also very exciting, there will be a community event at Brayton Hall, Saturday the 28th, 7 to 10, and he will be showing his documentary and doing a Q&A and discussion with people from all over the community. We hope to come out to this event.
We're not stopping.
We have local school children who are participating in a poster competition right now. So some of those kids will all be getting free tickets, and we also have been promoting the event to schools. We hope to have members from all over the community. We've invited government officials, we've invited key conservation stakeholders, as well as other community members who are interested in sharks. And we have a Facebook event. We've been hashtagging and Twittering the event to hope raise some excitement. We are very privileged as a nation to still experience these humbling and exhilarating creatures underwater, such as your whale shark, hammerhead sharks, reef sharks. And we need to do everything there is to protect them and preserve them, not only for our tourism, but for future generations to come. We need to get across the message that healthy oceans need sharks. To learn more, please come and join me next week at Shark Conservation Weekend.
You're underwater, and you see the thing that you were taught your whole life to fear, and it doesn't want to hurt you, and it's the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. And your whole world changes.